How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Flea Market, um, Yard Sale and Thrift Store Finds. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there. Um, Sorry, it's been a while since I've done an episode of these, but I'll have another one in a couple days, honestly. So let's get started. I don't have everything gathered up here, so some will be in a future episode. But I picked this up the other day. This is Bill Monroe, the father of bluegrass breakdown CD. Among the songs it has on it are Uncle Pen, which is a bluegrass standard, Orange Blossom Special, which I'm sure a lot of y'all know, Hank Williams' I Saw the Light, the Mississippi Blue Yodeler Jimmy Rogers' Mule Skinner Blues, of course, Blue Moon of Kentucky, which is probably Bill Monroe's signature song. Yep, great stuff. You don't really hear bluegrass too much anymore. It's like Western swing. Speaking of Western swing, Rick and the Ramblers. I found this one there, which is kind of interesting because if you go to one of their concerts, and I've been to a few Rick and the Ramblers shows over the years, these are $15 a pop, folks. So I mean, to find this in a thrift store is pretty cool. This album's called Taryn Noel Sings 10 Years with Rick and the Ramblers. Among the songs you'll hear on here are There'll Never Be Anybody Else But You, which is, of course, known as a Ricky Nelson song. Back in Baby's Arms, which is Patsy Cline. Will Surprise, which is a Waylon Jennings song. But all in all, it's a great selection of songs. It's a good album that I didn't have. I have a few Rick and the Ramblers ones, but I did not have that one. Movie I picked up. I'm into horror, as you all know. This is The Birds 2, Land's End. Now, Tippi Hedren is in this different role, as well as the late Brad Johnson. Brad Johnson, if you don't have to look at that tape later. Brad Johnson, of course, was in the Snake movie Copperhead. Uh, Now, there's a few movies called Copperhead, folks, but the one I just mentioned is not officially on DVD. There are websites where you can get it like made on demand, and I gotta tell you, it would be worth it. It's a snake movie that's set in the Old West, and Brad Johnson plays Wild Bill Longley, Western outlaw. And whoever did this movie did their homework because the Wild Bill Longley was a real person, as was Garrett, the bartender, another outlaw named Roscoe, Jesse Evans, all Western outlaws, and of course, Will Bonney was Billy the Kid. So, I mean, Western snake movie, I mean, it's pretty badass. That's why I can't understand why Universal hasn't, who distributed it, hasn't released it on DVD or Blu-ray officially. I mean, certainly there'd be a market for it. I mean, the late Billy Drago was in it too. So, I mean, it's a good movie. Okay, next thing I just want to show you is a 3-disc set. It's called 50s Forever, Unchained Melody. Now, this features not just rock and roll the 50s like Earth and Angel by the Penguins or Shake, Rattle, and Roll by Bill Haley and his Comets or Ain't That a Shame, Fast Domino. It features traditional pop as well, which was, I say traditional pop because you hear songs like How You Feel by the Four Tunes, The Yellow Rose of Texas by Mitch Miller, Ballad of Davy Crockett by Bill Hayes, Cry Me a River by Julie London, The Naughty Lady of Shady Lane by the Ames Brothers, things like that. Now, when I say traditional pop, you may not know what I mean. It's because these days, what they call pop is what I call teeny bopper shit. It's not real pop. Just like what they call rock and roll now is not real rock and roll. And we all know the new country is not real country, and so on and so forth. But it is what it is, you know. But what can you do? But it's a good 3 disc set. I was glad to find that. So I mean, a lot of those songs I didn't have. I had, of course, the rock and roll stuff that's on there for the most part. The traditional pop stuff is I want to say it's not really less common, but it's like you'll find a lot less of those compilations than you do the rock and roll stuff. But it's definitely a good set, and you got some country ones on there too. A few of those. You got like 16 Tons by Tennessee Ernie Ford and things like that. You get on CD2. You get Perry Como's Papa Loves Mambo, which, if you have seen Back to the Future 2 as many times as I have, you'll recognize that song. Not going to tell you where it is in the movie just in case some of y'all haven't seen it, but for the most part, everybody should have seen Back to the Future 1 through 3 by now. But anyways, let's move on. So I got some cars here. This is a Johnny Lightning Topper. This is called the... Let's see. Sorry about the lighting in here. I gotta get another light. This is called the Bug Bomb. Original Johnny Lightning car. From the early 70s. Here's a Lesney Matchbox. Bedford. Guessing that's what it is. I don't know if you can tell, but it's got the gray wheels on it. And then the stock car. This is called the Front Running Lesney Dump Truck. Kind of cool. Got a micro machine too, but I don't know where the hell that went. And of course, a 57 Chevy. Now, the interesting thing about this is it says 56 on the bottom, and then it says 57 Chevy below that. So I'm wondering if the person stamping this, quality control, made that mistake, and then they printed the 57 Chevy below it. So I wonder if that's an error on the bottom, on the base, and I wonder if that makes it worth any more. I don't really know. And for the Pierre la Resistance. Now this, I find very amusing. This is a sea serpent, as you can see. Sea serpent plush. I had a chance to buy one of these several years ago at Goodwill, and I passed up on it, and then when I decided I wanted it, I went back for it, and of course it wasn't there. But he was at the counter at the thrift store I went to the other day, and so I was like, is he for sale? The guy said, yep, so he went home with me, as you can see. It was pretty cool. I'd say he's about, let's see here. Okay, this guy's about my height, so I'd say he's almost 6 feet long. Yeah. Yeah. You only live once, right? But anyway, I'll have more of these flea market finds and whatnot videos for you down the road. But so far, these haven't been getting the views that I'd hoped. I don't really know what else I can do. I mean, I definitely got to get another light in here, obviously. But well, the light I was using, the person took it back, so it wasn't my light. So whatever. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll get more videos gathered up, and I'll see you next time.